Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will define our American destiny. And your courage and goodness and love will forever guide us along the way. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
America is already great. America is already strong.
Can America be great again? It's a question that divides a nation, igniting passionate debate. But what does great truly mean? And how do we get there? The term "Make America Great Again" was first popularized by Donald Trump during his 2016 U.S. presidential campaign. However, the phrase itself was not originally coined by him. Ronald Reagan used a similar slogan, "Let's make America great again," during his 1980 presidential campaign against Jimmy Carter. The phrase appeared in speeches and campaign materials as Reagan focused on economic recovery and restoring national pride.
To stop inflation, we've got to put a ceiling on federal spending. We've got to crack down on waste, and we must lower our tax rates to encourage individual productivity. In California, where I was governor for 8 years, we went from near bankruptcy to financial help. We gave the taxpayers billions of dollars in tax relief, and we met the needs of our people. If we're going to stop inflation, we must do it now. Not with bigger government. It takes better government. That's what we owe ourselves and our children. That's why I'm running for president.
Only one man has the proven experience we need. Ronald Reagan for president. Let's make America great again.
Bill Clinton also referenced the phrase in speeches during his 1992 presidential campaign, albeit not as a formal slogan. He used it to critique Republican policies, suggesting they had failed to make America great again.
And with your help, your heart, your devotion, and your efforts, we can build a community of hope that will inspire the world. God bless you, and thank you very much.
To understand what makes a country truly great, I turned to ChatGPT for insights. Here's what I discovered. In summary, a great country is one where its people feel safe, valued, and empowered to achieve their full potential, while also contributing positively to the global community. To understand America's path to greatness, we must first uncover its origins. The story of the United States began long before 1776, with diverse indigenous peoples thriving on the land for thousands of years prior to the arrival of European explorers in the 15th and 16th centuries. In the following centuries, England established 13 colonies along the Atlantic coast, leading to a complex interplay of conflict and coexistence with Native American communities. By the 18th century, tensions between the colonies and British rule, driven by grievances like taxation without representation, sparked the Revolutionary War, culminating in the Declaration of Independence in 1776. The fledgling nation faced significant challenges in building a stable government, first experimenting with the Articles of Confederation before adopting the Constitution in 1787. Throughout the 19th century, westward expansion, industrialization, and social reform movements profoundly shaped the United States as it grappled with the moral and political dilemmas of slavery, indigenous rights, and its evolving national identity. Land of the free, home of the brave. A nation built on ideals of liberty, opportunity, and the pursuit of happiness. For centuries, America has been hailed as a beacon of hope. For the Founding Fathers, greatness emerged from revolution and a radical experiment in democracy. Yet, their vision excluded enslaved Africans, whose forced labor built the nation's wealth. It dismissed indigenous nations, whose lands were stolen through violence and broken treaties. It silenced women, who fought for centuries to claim a voice in the democracy they helped sustain. The Industrial Revolution transformed America into an economic powerhouse. But factory workers, including immigrants and children, toiled in perilous conditions for pennies. The Jim Crow South enforced a brutal racial caste system, while waves of immigrants from Asia, Latin America, and Europe faced exclusion, exploitation, and xenophobia. Even in moments of progress, the abolition of slavery, women's suffrage, the civil rights movement, the promise of equality clashed with systemic resistance. Redlining segregated neighborhoods. Internment camps imprisoned Japanese Americans. So, was America ever great for everyone? Or has its story always been one of contradiction? A nation striving toward lofty ideals while grappling with the injustices woven into its foundation.
Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. Yeah. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
America's greatness has always been a debate, not a destination. The question isn't, was it great? It's, who gets to decide what's next?
Elon Musk has officially become the richest person in the world. His net worth has crossed the $400 billion US dollar mark. That's about 628 billion Australian dollars.
Over half of Americans say their salary just isn't enough to cover the cost of living anymore. A new Bank of America survey shows 67% of employees think that their growing bills are outpacing their salary and wages. That's even as inflation eases from 4-decade highs. The study also found those under 50, specifically women, were the most stressed out about money.
More than half of Americans with an income of $100,000 a year or higher say they're living paycheck to paycheck. This may be the result.
More gun violence on the streets of New York. A brazen shootout on a street in Bushwick, Brooklyn, caught on video. Happened just before 8 Monday night near Hancock Street and Knickerbocker Avenue. 3 people can be seen in this video pulling out weapons. 4 were left with non-life-threatening injuries. No word yet on any arrests.
To begin with the growing calls for new gun legislation nationwide.
Americans across the country are in mourning after nearly a dozen mass shootings were reported over the course of the weekend alone. Since last Friday, there have been at least 11 recent mass shootings carried out from coast to coast. More than a dozen people dead, dozens more injured following this spike in violence. Again, nationwide, 3 mass shootings reported in the state of Michigan alone.
Pew Research Center is taking a look at the polarization in the country. In its latest research, Beyond Red versus Blue, the political typology, the center found it's more than just Republican versus Democrat. Instead, it classified the public into 9 distinct groups based on political values and attitudes.
Is America still great? The answer depends on who you ask and what you choose to see. America's strengths are undeniable. It's a nation that put humans on the moon, gave the world jazz and hip-hop, and rallies in crisis. From Silicon Valley's code to Hollywood's stories, its influence is everywhere. But greatness is not a trophy. It's a responsibility. Today, America grapples with divides deeper than its Grand Canyon. Political hatreds poison friendships. The richest 1% own more than the bottom 50%. Systemic racism still haunts streets and courtrooms. And while the world burns, Washington often fiddles, paralyzed by partisanship. To the world, America is both a beacon and a cautionary tale. Its struggles for democracy, equality, unity are watched closely. The stakes? Nothing less than the future of the free world. The crossroads isn't an ending, it's a beginning. The fight for America's soul won't be won in Congress or on Twitter. It'll be won in classrooms, farms, and neighborhoods, by those daring to imagine a new kind of greatness. To make America great again isn't about clinging to a myth that never truly existed. It's about building a future we can all believe in. A future where greatness isn't measured by dominance or nostalgia, but by how we lift the most vulnerable among us. By whether we confront our shadows instead of romanticizing them. By whether we dare to embrace we over me, not as a slogan, but as a shared creed. Can America be great again? Is the best yet to come? Or are we chasing a dream of the past?